Have you ever wondered what it feels like to walk into a room where everyone has already decided you don't belong? Today's story will take you on an unforgettable emotional journey of love, sacrifice, betrayal, and a shocking reunion that no one saw coming. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because every story here reminds us that true character always outshines wealth. Now let's begin. 10 years had passed since Daniel Carter attended his high school reunion. Back then, he had been one of the brightest students in the class, admired for his intelligence but never popular among the wealthy crowd. Life had taken an unexpected turn after graduation when his wife passed away shortly after giving birth to their daughter, Emma. Overnight, Daniel became a grieving single father with nothing except a newborn baby and a mountain of hospital bills. While his classmates chased careers, luxury lifestyles, and social media fame, Daniel spent sleepless nights changing diapers, working double shifts as a mechanic, and reading bedtime stories to his little girl. Every dollar he earned went toward Emma's future. He missed promotions because he refused to leave her alone. He skipped vacations because school tuition came first. To the outside world, Daniel looked like a man who had failed. On the evening of the reunion, Daniel hesitated before entering the elegant ballroom of the Grand Crescent Hotel. Men stepped out of luxury sports cars while women displayed designer gowns and expensive jewelry. Daniel arrived in his aging pickup truck wearing the only navy suit he owned, carefully pressed but clearly older than everyone else's designer outfits. As he walked inside, conversations suddenly slowed. A few former classmates smiled politely, but others whispered behind their drinks. "Looks like life hasn't been kind to Daniel." Someone laughed. Another joked that he probably fixed everyone's cars in the parking lot. Even Michael Dawson, the former football captain turned real estate millionaire, smirked loudly enough for everyone nearby to hear. "Still driving that old truck? I thought you'd at least upgrade after all these years." Laughter echoed across the room. Daniel forced a small smile. He had faced harder days than cruel words. Every insult reminded him why he chose his daughter over chasing status. Throughout dinner, the conversations revolved around vacation homes, private schools, luxury watches, and investment portfolios. Whenever Daniel spoke about Emma's academic achievements or volunteering together at the community center, people quickly changed the subject. They measured success by bank accounts, not by the lives someone touched. During the reunion awards, Michael proudly accepted recognition for becoming the wealthiest graduate in the class. Holding the microphone, he joked, "Some people become millionaires. Others become mechanics." More laughter followed as several eyes turned toward Daniel. He quietly lowered his head, refusing to respond. What nobody noticed was the elderly hotel manager approaching Daniel with unusual respect. He whispered something into Daniel's ear before leaving. Daniel simply nodded and thanked him. Across the ballroom, a black luxury limousine slowly arrived outside the hotel's entrance. Security guards immediately stood straighter. Valets rushed forward. Guests pressed against the windows, wondering which celebrity or business titan had appeared. Inside the ballroom, excitement replaced mockery as whispers spread through the crowd. "It can't be him. Why would someone like that come here?" The grand doors opened, and one of the world's most influential billionaires stepped inside, surrounded by only two discreet security officers. Every conversation stopped. Cameras appeared. People hurried forward hoping for a handshake or photograph. But instead of greeting the organizers or the richest alumni, the billionaire scanned the room with determined eyes. Then, without hesitation, he began walking directly through the crowd toward the one man everyone had spent the evening mocking. Silence fell so completely that even the music seemed to disappear as Daniel slowly turned around, completely unaware that the next few seconds would change not only his reputation, but everyone else's understanding of success forever. The billionaire stopped directly in front of Daniel. Every guest held their breath, expecting perhaps a polite greeting or a business introduction. Instead, the billionaire smiled warmly before extending both hands. "Daniel Carter," he said with genuine emotion, "I've spent years hoping I'd have the chance to thank you again." The ballroom froze. Daniel recognized him immediately. "Mr. Harrison, it's been a long time." Harrison Brooks, founder of one of the largest technology companies in the country, ignored the confused crowd and embraced Daniel like an old friend. Flashing cameras captured the unbelievable moment. Michael Dawson's confident smile disappeared. Harrison turned toward the audience and said, "Most of you see a mechanic. I see the man who saved my life." Murmurs filled the room. Harrison explained that 12 years earlier, before becoming a billionaire, he had been driving alone during a violent snowstorm after a failed business meeting. His car slid off an isolated highway and crashed into a ditch. For hours no one stopped. Then a young mechanic driving home after an exhausting shift noticed the wreckage. That mechanic was Daniel. Without thinking about the danger, Daniel climbed through freezing water, broke the window, pulled Harrison to safety, and stayed beside him until emergency crews arrived. Harrison later tried to reward Daniel with a large check, but Daniel refused every dollar. He simply said, "If you really want to thank me, help someone else when they need it." Harrison never forgot those words. Inspired by Daniel's selflessness, he built his company around community service, employee support, and charitable giving. Every year his foundation quietly funded scholarships, hospitals, and family assistance programs because one ordinary single father had shown him what real success looked like. Harrison smiled at Daniel again. "I've searched for you for years. You moved, changed jobs, and disappeared while raising your daughter. Last month I finally found you through an old hospital record, and when I heard about this reunion, I knew I had to come personally." He then invited Emma onto the stage. Unknown to Daniel, Harrison had already met her before the event. Emma, now a brilliant university student, thanked her father through tears. "Dad, everything I am is because you never gave up on me. While other people chased money, you gave me your time, your love, and your courage." Not a single person in the ballroom could hold back their emotions. Harrison announced that his foundation would establish the Daniel Carter Scholarship, supporting children raised by single parents across the country. The audience rose for a standing ovation, not for wealth, fame, or influence, but for quiet integrity that had gone unnoticed for years. Michael slowly approached Daniel, ashamed of his earlier behavior. "I'm sorry," he admitted. Daniel smiled gently and shook his hand. "We all get a second chance. What matters is what we do with it." As the evening ended, people no longer remembered the expensive suits or luxury cars parked outside. They remembered the humble father whose greatest achievement wasn't becoming rich, it was becoming the kind of man who inspired a billionaire to live differently. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones carrying invisible burdens with quiet dignity, and sometimes the greatest victories arrive long after the world has already judged you. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that kindness is never wasted, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who believes good people never get rewarded. We'll see you in the next inspiring story.